Well, today is the day. I am about to entertain you guys with the biggest haul of the year. And to my memory, I might even need to split it into parts, but even bigger announcement is coming somewhere along the ride, so buckle up. Let's begin. I decided to upgrade my collection with a few designer faves, things that you have heard of. Let's see. Let's test this theory. I think that the things that I'm about to show you are either already have been in your favorites for a number of years or a number of years before, or about to. The first one is Givenchy Ange du Monde, which is vanilla, sweet vanilla, and also to me myrrh type of vanilla plus lily. The lily here does not really come across as a very strong piercing floral, as a lot of people associate lilies, flowers with the scent in perfumery. It's more of a refreshing touch on top of this myrrh plus vanilla. I've had a number of decants. It's been on my radar for many years. I never quite fell in love with the vanilla, the sweet gourmandise aspect of it, as much as I enjoy unusual combinations with the lily, because it's one of my favorite white flowers in perfumery and in real life too. I wonder how many of you have had or still have it in your collection, because this is something that doesn't really need a special introduction, and I'm almost amazed that I've never owned a full-size bottle of Ange du Monde. Will I become best friends with that type of vanilla? We shall see. Since it really does give me a little bit of the vanilla vibes, it's like eating a vanilla ice cream with the bouquet of lilies in the room. I dig it. I think it's cool. I think the fact that I used up a decant and enjoyed it gives me kind of the mental permission to give it a go. Well, time will show. This was heavily recommended to me years ago when I was looking for a elegant peachy perfume that would not be too synthetic and not too tutti fruity. So La Femme Prada, specifically the version Intense, made a name for itself, not only because La Femme generally was well received. It's one of the perfume lines by Prada that I think is somewhat underappreciated, but it was well received when they released it initially. But what makes the L'Intense version of that especially valuable is that, not as a dupe, but as a less punchy sister of much more expensive Italian niche Peche Cardinal by MDCI. If you know about this brand, you know how prohibitively luxurious and expensive their scents are. And the kind of peach with a tinge of tuberose that's hidden behind the peachy wonderfulness of Peche Cardinal is hard to match with anything else. To date, only Prada La Femme Intense came close. As I said, not a direct dupe, but it's a similar profile. So, peachy, soft tuberose scent, very elegant, well-mannered, not too bright, not too sweet, not headache-inducing, just like what you would expect from a fashion week in Milan to be. Now moving to another fashion capital, Tokyo. It is a rare occasion when I stopped by Zara, and I've at this point have had way too many encounters with people and Zara fragrances that seem to be discontinued as soon as they're released, that I decided that I need to give the line a more attention. More attentive focus needs to be placed on the Zara perfumes, because they are trendy, they're fun, they are not too screechy or stinky, So just like Zara's fashion, they managed to capture the trends even in olfaction without overdoing it too much or dumbing it down too much. And the one that really spoke to me was Elegantly Tokyo from the Zara olfactive family. It's their more expensive, it's not really that expensive, lineup. This is number 6, Elegantly Tokyo. It surely has whatever the beast mode molecules, Umbro Max or wherever those are. It has those, but it also has Lily. And I figured layering something so bright, vivid, and long-lasting with something softer, just like Ange de Monde Vanilla plus Lily, can preserve the Lily but round up the scent more. Because to me, again, Ange de Monde is very gourmandise fragrance. This is why I haven't been buying it for so many years while having it on my wish list. And I think it would make a wonderful, sweet heart to the base layering component with something like this. So layering French Lily Gourmand with a Japanese style floral might be just what I need. That said, Elegantly Tokyo in itself is a wonderful, flowy, long-lasting, very high-frequency floral. It's a bit annoying to my taste, but to me, all the like Ambroxan heavy or Amberwood, Amber Max, the modern blending style that, just drills holes in your nose, it's all a bit too much. So this is a more wearable form of it, but I'm half sold on formulations of that. This is a better version, but do I need any more fragrances of that kind? No, not really. The Ginger Army. If you've seen the episode on ginger as a perfume ingredient and my review and ranking of the most interesting versus cliche ginger scents on the market, check out that episode. The link is either below. You can easily find it on Perfume Nation podcast. So the scents that are new to my collection that I got in the search for the perfect ginger, interesting, nuanced, cool perfume, that was Senbon, Eau de Gingebre, Twilly, Dermas Eau Ginger, just if you watched it, this ranks very high among others, and a much more unique, I would say, a pickled ginger seafoody form of olfactory blend is Seductive Gingebre by Juliet Mad, an experimental French niche house that has quite a few unusual takes on otherwise beloved perfume genres. And Seductive Gingebre was not an exception. It's not for everyone, but it's surely something quite unique. Oh, here's another ginger, Floraiku. I got myself a refill bottle because it was cheaper and I wasn't sure if I really wanted to commit to a full-size bottle blindly. This is their I'm Coming Home, which is ginger tea ceremony. Very true to the name. The only criticism that I have to I'm Coming Home by Floraiku is that it doesn't have projection. When it comes to spicy, sparkly scents, which I would put most of gingers into this lemon ginger candy category, this trying to be more of a tea scent with ginger, plus lemons too, but thinner, lighter citrus notes, more bergamoty, I would say. You would expect projection, you would expect diffusion, you would expect this scent to blossom and elevate itself from the surface and gonna fill the room. I don't require longevity of ginger scents necessarily, or light minty citrusy scents. For me, it's not a prerequisite. It's a notable and noble challenge, a technical challenge to perfumers to overcome. But for me, it's fine if it doesn't last a long time. But sparkly light notes have to create some whiff, some projection. when something like this sits so close to the skin that you really need to trace it 5 minutes in, it's a bit of a letdown. I hope it makes sense. Like, you want your gingery, minty scents to flow, to be airy, to be fluffy, to be like the champagne bubbles. And this one, in my view, smells delightfully so, but it doesn't bubble up. It doesn't have this diffusion that would make it irresistible. Otherwise, happy with this purchase. It was a lucky blind buy. I will keep decanting it and wearing it and mixing it with other bases. It's just I wish the projection was better. Not necessarily longevity, but projection. And kind of a controversial purchase for me, because I didn't get this fragrance for years. And once I started collecting boutique releases by Cartier, I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I got myself a bottle of Cartier La Troisième. This is the Cartier Hour perfume that's dedicated to smoke, to the burn itself, to the smoke. When I first tried it, I had very little reference, and that's usually what really determines whether you're gonna want to spend time with a scent or not. It's how well-rounded, how exposed you are to all kinds of olfactory profiles. I had very limited, if any, reference to the smoky fragrances at the time. And therefore, to me, the only reference I could think of, and it was persistent for many years, was salami. So when I smelled La Troisième in the past, it was like, okay, I don't want to smell like salami to the people around me. This is kind of weird. And it took years and years of studying perfumes, sampling, wearing different perfumes, and sampling and wearing Cartier creations by Mathilde Laurent for me to smell it one day recently and think, this is such a beautiful smoky tea fragrance. The smoke here is so elevated, light. It doesn't have this bitter, oily quality like a burned down house. It has the ethereal, elevated quality. Almost like smoky tea or burning tea leaves. It's very ethereally and elegantly constructed, and that perception of this fragrance was not available to me for years, but now it is. So very happy that the 13th hour is now mine. This is truly a change in my perception and change in my taste to wear fragrances of this kind. So I'm intrigued. I'm kind of intrigued. Where is it going? What's going to happen to my taste in perfumery in a year or two? Okay, this. I've been looking at this collection by Paco Rabanne for a while now. It, in my view, went under the radar. Very few people noticed. Meanwhile, the packaging, I think, won a few awards, but a bit gimmicky, just like a lot of things Paco Rabanne does these days. But the scent profiles slowly but surely found its own cohort of ardent supporters, and I decided, darn, I gotta try it. So this is the Something Something Me, the Special Me, the Exotic Me, the Crazy Me collection by Paco Rabanne. It is done in their now almost expected funky, fun, pop culture plus futuristic fashion. They're done like space food. Essentially, those are soft plastic bottles. You can throw them, you can put them anywhere, nothing's gonna happen to it. And I got 3. First one, Erotic Me. When I tried it, I couldn't quite get the reference because to me it smelled milky. Not just milky, almost like custard cream. like vanilla milk or custard cream or whipped cream in a way. Even more so like condensed milk. It's like, what exactly is erotic about milk? It was a puzzle up until a friend of mine smelled it upon my recommendation and confidently concluded, oh, that smells like the porn shops. Which to me was an eye-opening experience. Like, why? And just said, it smells like these creamy, vanilla, milky, I don't know, what is it, lubricants or some products that I sold there, plus the smell of leather from the BDSM sections. And amazingly so, she described the pyramid of this scent without even knowing it. It's indeed leather plus milk. They also say there's osmanthus and incense here. I don't know. Osmanthus gives you this like peachy tea, usually gives you that kind of flavor. I don't feel any incense here. I don't feel any osmanthus. I just feel condensed milk and maybe somewhere later on the background some soft leather. But I don't even get leather. But to other people's noses, that's exactly it. Leather, vanilla milk. And apparently that's the smell of pawn shops. This is how I know. Never been. Bizarre, and I guess they knew what they were doing. It's called Erotic Me. If you are looking to expand your olfactory horizons or bring back some memories, if that's your thing, you know where to go. For me, though, when it comes to milky lactonic fragrances, condensed milk is a very specific category. It has its lovers, and come to our South Pacific, Matin Colleen. There's Milk Something by Shabbat. There are quite a few lesser known brands than Paco Rabanne where you can find condensed milk, and therefore, why not Paco Rabanne? If that's what you're going for, that's the easiest candidate to look for. I prefer lactonic fragrances that are either coconut milk or fluffier, like milk froth. But that's very hard to find. Those are rare. Sometimes milky musks give you this subtle, maybe like molecular santal feel. I dig that. Condensed milk, like sweet, edible vanilla and lactonic scent, to me, like wishy-washy, not quite my cup of tea. But again, the undeniable reference here is the cultural reference of Erotic Me is becoming clear. The second one that I got interested me because I made a whole episode on yellow florals and lamented that yellow florals as a genre in olfactory design is forgotten and seems like super prime for a revival, for a renaissance. And it seems that's kind of sort of what's been happening already, little by little, at least for the cohorts of people who are looking for yellow florals. So Crazy Me by Paco Rabanne, the pop culture futurism that Paco Rabanne now exploits, to me, conceptually sits very far from the vintagey, sophisticated, niche interest that yellow florals represent. Think Narcissus, Mimosa, all those bitter, powdery, sweet, honeyed, somewhat zesty, somewhat almost tawny scents. I mean, shippers sometimes even fall into that category fairly comfortably. It's not for everyone. Like in my imagination, that's something, it's very legacy, old French perfumery style of blending. So to find a bottle like this that is targeted toward teens, that has dry, bitter mimosa, I thought like, I gotta try this. I gotta try this. Crazy Me by Paco Rabanne. lists wasabi is one of the ingredients. I didn't get that at all. What would wasabi smell like? It would smell spicy, maybe hot, cold. That's what spices do. I don't really get that much. There is a certain level of bitterness here, but I would attribute it mostly to mimosa. They also say blackcurrant and sandalwood. To me, this is a well-rounded, semi-synthetic, very comfortable mimosa scent. It's not too powdery. It's not too green or bitter. It's not too makeup-y either. It's just a semi-sweet mimosa scent with a touch of technogenic bitterness. Cool. I would wear it. A very unusual placement, I dare say. At the same time, if you're not doing nose training, I'm not sure if a lot of people would even be able to tell that this is mimosa. It probably they would detect something bittersweet floral that is not quite like a floral, that it's more pollen tree, and maybe that would be it. Why is it called crazy though? There's nothing like, again, I would never place mimosa as futuristic pop culture scent, and even less so would pose it as a perception of crazy on the vibe level. Very bizarre marketing and concept design. Nevertheless, lovely scent. If you can find them in a set, I would recommend trying a set before you get yourself something like a full-size bottle. But again, if it's on a decent discount, why not? If you're into yellow florals, if you're into lactonic fragrances, these represent a very non-controversial, decent, good takes on the subject. They're just not particularly complex in my view. And again, the marketing is confusing. The third one and the last one that I got, and I think the last one I am gonna get from this lineup, is Strong Me. It was promising, if I'm not mistaken, black pepper, some spiciness with amberwood. And I thought, okay, I should probably give amberwood another shot, and at least I wouldn't spend too much money on it. I'm afraid of spraying it. One spray on a sleeve, and my whole living room became like a gas chamber. They really did overdose on amberwood here. I can barely smell anything else. There's almost nothing else other than the most recognizable, sweet, technogenic, how is it woody? I don't even know. To me, this just smells like cleaning products or, some technogenic liquids that you use in, I don't know, in industrial applications rather than personal perfumery. Incredibly long lasting, like all Amber Max / Amberwood fragrances. If you're not part of, if you're not deeply embedded in the perfume community and you have no idea what amberwood represents, this could be a good reference that will describe probably a third of perfume releases right now for you. So you can try it. Again, they're not that expensive, especially if you look around online. You can throw it anywhere. There's nothing that's going to happen to this. It's protected against the sun. So in a way, this is probably one of the best gym bags type of perfumery products that I've ever seen. And in a logical fashion, this being such a beast mode, uncomplicated creation, the Strong Me would probably appeal more to guys. It's just I spent the whole day trying to get rid of that scent in my living room. It was just effervescent. It just clings to you like some rarefied toxic poison. It really does something else to my nose. It's too much. To me, it's 100% too much. I don't think I could use it anywhere for any purpose. So either this is a regift or a resell. We'll see. I mentioned in the video about new perfume releases that the only boutique Chanel that managed to leave an impression on me that didn't remind me of something else that has been done before was Chanel Comet. I circled around it like a shark for a while, and I just couldn't pull the trigger. So I got myself a miniature secondhand on Mercari, which I'm now kind of sort of maybe regretting. Let me explain why. One of the most faked fragrances on the gray market and resale market are Chanel, Byredo, Amouage. Who else? Who else gets a lot of fakes? Well, maybe Baccarat Rouge, I'm not sure, but like Maison Francis Crookjohn, his line has some super selling hits and many fragrances that are not really best selling hits at all. So it doesn't really make sense to produce fakes of all of the fragrances, similar with Amouage, but fakes on Guidance, fakes on Baccarat Rouge, fakes on certain Byredo fragrances and Chanel are abundant. That's something to keep in mind. And when I got this miniature, even though the paper, the imprinting, everything seems fine, the scent profile is not what I remember it to be. It's a bit disturbing, and I feel like I would need to put down a half day so I go to a Chanel boutique and actually do side-by-side comparison, because Comet, as I remember it, was a really delicate, elegant weaving of somewhat sour, fresh floral notes or musky floral notes with elegant violet iris powderiness. And it was, again, contrasting but soft, contrasting but elegant, very, like, it's like making a miniature dollhouse, very carefully placed contrast that coexisted side by side. Fresh, musky, floral, dry, powdery, elegant. And that's what I remembered Comet to be. What I'm smelling here is just powdery, like heliotrope powdery fragrance. And until I dedicate a lot of my time and effort to go and compare it side by side, I will never know. I'll never know if what I paid my money for is a fake. Yet again, some brands, and you guys probably should like keep it in mind. Some of you know, some of you, if you just started diving into this world, you don't get too excited about the deals that you see secondhand, because if it's a popular scent profile, well, I guess Parfums de Marly, like all of those like bestsellers, like Sugar Babe perfumes style, as I call them, a lot of them, if you see it for $45-$70, is probably a fake, and it's probably not gonna have even close to the same olfactory profile. It's not gonna last, and it's gonna have a very cheap smelling, like not the most alluring dry down. Just saying. But when it comes to small travels and miniatures, let me show you a few things that I sampled. I think it's the release of this year, if I'm not mistaken. Flores, which is an English blending style. Wild. I mean, when somebody's talking about Oscar Wilde, I'm immediately curious and interested. Oscar Wilde, as the dandy who pretty much created the trend of dandyism, loved carnations. So I expected to get a carnation scent. Wild by Flores gives us what? Gives us a very green, almost freshly cut, not freshly cut grass, but green light notes at the beginning. Juicy. It's almost like you're drinking one of the super green juices. That's what I feel. And carnation there is not spicy, is not super sweet, is not heavy. It's overall a very green, juicy scent. The carnation here plays a role as a flower, like a sweeter floral lending for that juicy greenness, which is not what I expected at all. It's very unisex. I cannot see either a man or a woman feeling that's too far away from their comfort zone. Because it's neither too fresh, it's not astringent, it's not too sweet. I'm happy to say, it's elegant, it's dandy, it has a bit of a coyish charm. And yet, to me, it's a happy scent, which is not necessarily what I would associate with the story of Oscar Wilde and his aura, his lore, so to speak. But Wild as a fragrance by Flores is a happy, flowy, juicy scent. And it's very youthful. It's cool. I am going to enjoy that. And you know why I'm going to enjoy it so much? Because I'm shutting down the warehouse. If you haven't managed to get some of your wish list crossed off from my shelves, go to the link below. Go now. There's only 1 or 2 days left, depending on where I release this video. Because the warehouse is moving. I'm moving. I'm going to be traveling for a while. So most of the fragrances that you see here, if you want to get a decant or there is a rarity, something discontinued that you saw on my shelves and you want it, there's going to be no restocking of many of those fragrances. First come, first serve situation going on here. And I am going to be packing a number of travel sizes and some of the sampler packs. If I manage to make any more videos on the road, I will. Otherwise, we are going on a travel. The circus needs to travel. We're going on hiatus. And I'm very excited. It's going to be a thrilling time of never-ending adventures for me. So wish me luck and safety while on the road. That said, get your decants now. Like now. If they're still there, if the shop is still running, today, within like next 24 hours is the last time you can get your shopping done and get things that you wanted to try for a long time. There might not be coming back. And for my subscribers, I include a very special discount code to sweeten the deal, so you feel empowered to make that choice if that's something that you are planning or wanting to do for a while now. It's a very limited time offer, so sorry if it's gone, it's gone. But we're moving on. So I'm gonna show you quite a few fragrances here that I'm gonna probably either store or maybe some of them I'll decant and take with me on the road, because it's gonna be a number of months. I wanted to try the Polish niche brand by Boho Boko for a while now. I'm thrilled that conferences and like Exans make the scene for independent and craft brands bigger and bigger, so we can start seeing things like that independently owned niche perfume houses from across the world, not just from pseudo French or pseudo something white labeled fragrances produced by the big four. We all know who they are. So Boho Boko is, as far as I know, truly Polish, truly independent, very much interested in their DNA as an Eastern European perfume brand. And one of their top hits They made a vegetable collection. They have I think they're called polished potatoes. They have like a number of scents that really produce fun, quirky, rebellious twists on the theme of how vegetables smell. I thought it was brilliant. It was very timely. It's a cool idea. The one that I managed to put my hands on is called Vanilla Black Pepper, because I'm learning that I'm a bit of a vanilla snob. If it's a boozy vanilla, I'm cool with it. If it is amber vanilla, I'm okay with it. If it's a condensed milk vanilla, like we just discussed with lactonic milky fragrances, not a big fan. When it comes to dark vanilla, I even made a whole review on dark vanilla fragrances when I was searching for one. I find drier with dry black spices, vanilla does better for me than anything that has incense or any other kind of gothic elements that's supposed to make vanilla dark. I like dark vanilla to be less smoky or resinous or heavy. I like it to be just a tad, just like this one, just a little bit of spicy dry black pepper will do it. And to me, this vanilla black pepper is exactly what I would consider dark vanilla while keeping things, I would say, office friendly. It's work friendly fragrance. Vanilla here gives me a very bookish, a very refined book-like read. Simple, it's exactly like you get what you hear. Dry vanilla, not super sweet, not edible, and just a little bit of black pepper. It's not too peppery, it's not too spicy. If you're looking for truly spicy fragrance, try Salvatore Ferragamo La Comedia. That one is the peppery, like these spices of the spices of this world. This is not it. Cool. It's cool, it's super wearable, I'll definitely travel with it. It's a comfort zone fragrance. I enjoy it. Would I really buy myself a full-size bottle? Not so sure, it's a bit simplistic in my view. And Confessions of a Rebel Cherry Bomb that I picked from Sandbird. Unfortunately, this decant is damaged. It doesn't quite spray, more like just leaks perfume. But this cherry bomb to me is as much of a cherry syrup as it is strawberry syrup, and that pretty much signifies a whole ascension of strawberry syrupy fragrances on the market. When was the last time you guys stopped by Sephora? I did recently, and nearly half of new releases were strawberry, blackberry syrup, cherry syrup, berry syrup. This ascension of sweet syrupy berries everywhere. Juliette Hazagan released Miami, right? Miami Shake. There's Nest of fragrance and oil that's strawberry syrup centric. I think there was something else there too. There was at least 3 up to 5 new releases in Sephora were all about strawberry/berry. So this, to me, is a quintessential cherry syrup, strawberry syrup, even more so than cherry for me. And that's that. Fun, flirty, sweet, but a bit simplistic. It doesn't seem to have any other appeal other than this short-lived dopamine-driven delight. So it's like, oh, that's a strawberry syrup. That's fun. We're done. But talking of berries that impressed me out of the blue, unexpected, I got myself a bundle of fragrances from a fellow perfume lover. She was clearing her shelves, and I decided to participate. And Never heard of this. This is a English niche. Michael Malol, London. A fragrance is called Berry Plus Blanche. As I told you, this is some ascension of an army of berry scents. In here we get the most delightful and seductive, because it's soapy, musky, plus some strawberry milkshake and berry, a little bit of berry tartness. Very much clean scent with a berry twist to it. Much more soapy than the syrupy, but somehow to me this is a perfume. This is something I would wear. This is something that has sophistication, even though I wouldn't call soapy scents are the most sophisticated genre in the world. But culturally, they've fought and secured their niche, even in higher street fashion when it comes to fragrances. So this, you could definitely see costing more. You could definitely pair this with a more upscale outfits in a more of a city setting. This is very upscale, high fashion, but not couture, obviously not. This is more like a quirky street fashion with finer, with the finer details type of a scent. It's clean, it's seductively berry strawberry like, and it's not overloaded with meaning or layers. To me, this is like a quintessential marketing intern in New York City type of a scent. I was blown away. I didn't expect much. I was just curious to get more familiar with the brand. And I gotta say, this is a finer example of British niche, contemporary British niche, something that, borderline Instagram/TikTok niche, but that is wearable, that is interesting, that has blending, that has concept, and it's cool. Like, you smell it and it's cool. Talking of another cool thing that maybe is not so cool anymore, Labo. I resisted buying Labo for years. The only full-size bottle I've had before this was Labdanum, because it reminds me of a small Christian Orthodox church just filled with burning candles. It's a very specific waxy smell that you experience there. It's hard to describe if you've never been. And it was so realistic and so believable that I just needed that as a cultural, olfactory, memory, emotional reference point. Otherwise, I usually skip only Labo. It's the typical example of corporate niche, like indie that is not indie at all. And that whole idea of them pouring on demand or like craft quality, it's all so manufactured and so packaged and so marketed that it's just very quickly gets you this feeling, it'd be too fake. Not bad, just very manufactured craft indie perfume house. That said, they've got good sense. Like, if anybody comes to me and says, like, you know what, stop shitting on Labo, they have decent sense. They do have decent sense. And here's another example. I just found it secondhand with a really good price, and I got myself matcha. I wanted it for a long time because these type of tea-like fig scent is not that common. Other charming fig scents, oh, absolutely. And if you're looking for something cheap, just get yourself Molinar fig. It will do just fine. If you're looking for something girlier, more rounded, more flirtier, I would go for, I think it's called Generation or Generations by Ex Nihilo. It's like one of the new releases that they have. There you have coconutty milky fig that is not too sweet. Here, this is what I personally like about it. It's a fruity tea scent, essentially. Whether you will get the fig reference or not, it's up to you. In my view, once you know what fig smells like in perfumery, you just can't get rid of that reference. You smell it, you immediately think of a fig. Fig is a fruit. But it's blended softly enough into this soft green tea. Very, very delicately, softly. It's such a cuddly scent. And I don't have too many fruity, cuddly scents. Nude scents and cuddly scents is my favorite category. I have way too many of them. But in my view, I don't have something like this, so I'm very happy to have it. So Matcha 26, not really matcha in my view, but it's more like fig plus watered down tea scent. Delightful, beautiful, not full price worthy in my book. Just saying. And this guy is my attempt to understand the category of clean scents even more, because so far this is a rare exception for the clean scent that I love and would wear gladly. But there are a few cult favorites in that category, something smells like fresh laundry type of genre that I wanted to try for the longest time. And when I got my hands on Lorenzo Villoresi Firenze Tendinage, I got it in the Hermes category. I just wanted to get the cheapest form of it so I can get an idea of what kind of fresh laundry we're talking about. Undoubtedly smells of a detergent. And to that end, detergent as it was in early 2000s. It's not aldehydes to me as these sweet powder, like detergent powder musks. It is so like a laundry detergent from my youth that I'm a bit lost. Why would I wear that as a scent? If anything, smelling these sweet white musks, if I smelled it on my skin, I would be concerned that I got chemicals on my skin, because sometimes if you don't wash your clothes thoroughly and don't wash all of those surfactants off, they can cause skin irritation, they can cause surface acne. There are all kinds of problems you can have with your health, at least the health of your skin, if you don't wash off the laundry detergents thoroughly. This is why I heavily recommend that you consider using biodegradable versions, unless if you're dealing with something. If you're a hockey player, whatever. Put your hockey gear and whatever chemical hazard waste disposing liquids you want. There are cases when you need the most beast mode chemicals you can put your hands on. But unless you're dealing with some really insane staining or stink or chemical hazards on your clothing that you better get rid of, I would recommend you guys consider buying unflavored, so no fragrances added, and biodegradable laundry detergents. And it brings us, it's not just a tangent, it brings us back to this situation, because the fragrances that are put in laundry detergents are very special type of aroma chemicals. They have to survive the harshest settings, boiling, chemical agents, soaps, fat, everything that comes with the laundry cycles, the washing cycles of clothing, and stick to and live so long that even after you did the whole washing cycle, you did the drying cycle, you did airing and put it on the shelf, you still smell them. I mean, that's the kind of stuff you don't want on your skin. It's just like apples that stay looking perfect on the shelves for 6 months. This is not normal. We are part of the bio life on Earth. Things that we put on ourselves and in ourselves should be biodegradable. Hence, when I smell fragrances that belong or designed to, that's actually the part of the history of white musks and nitro musks, I think they're called. They were designed for those extreme conditions to survive anything. So when I smell that in the perfume, I just don't want to put it on myself. I immediately start feeling like, oh, will I get a skin irritation? Will I get an acne? Would I get this and this and this? And maybe I won't. I'm just saying the association is that strong. So this whole thing about smelling like a laundry detergent is bizarre to me. I am open to be convinced otherwise. But you tell me what you think about the genre. What do you think about fragrances like, again, what's the name of it? It's very famous. A Teint de Neige. It's one of the like cult selling favorites that smells clean like a laundry detergent. I don't get it. True, does smell like a laundry detergent. I don't get it. Why would you want to smell like that? I just don't. Not for me. Anyway, this is something that I exchanged with a fellow perfume enthusiast. We swapped bottles. And I, after looking for these Scandinavian woods, that's sort of the perception that I was going after, couldn't quite find anything that would be flowy, breathable, but not too much like a eucalyptus essential oil. I wanted something that gave me the sense of fog, cool air, pine, like northern pine woods, maybe even salt of a northern sea, but something restrained, something dignified, something neither sour or vetiver-ish, but more, I was like, I just wanted something special. And the theme has been done and done and done many times by many perfumers. But I think I found the one that I so far like, if not the most, a lot. And this is a fragrance brand that's been recommended to me for a while. This is Bois 1920. If I'm not mistaken, that's another... Oh, this is Italy. This is not French. Pretty much Italy co-dominates, if not dominates now, the perfume market. They did well in that regard. Bois 1920, and the fragrance is called Vento di Fiori. Very Italian. It's this like gypsy gold. The golden bottle. This is the right combo of salty air, somewhat a dampen. Is it patchouli? Is it moss? Hard to tell. And piney, woody, dry, soft, airy. Piney woods, pine trees, dispersed together with the salty air. And a little bit of this dampened soil, a little bit of that. I love it. It's a quintessential fall fragrance for me. It is very far from being amberish or sweet. So if you're looking for something that gives you the fall feel with a bit of a pine, northern foresty feel without making it into a fall gourmand, I would say Venti di Fiori could be it. Very happy with that swap. So happy, in fact. I can't believe I didn't know about this before. A blind buy, but not so blind buy, by Frederick Maul that I have to show you because it's a bit of a... I just couldn't leave it behind. I don't even know. It's not quite what I wear, but it was Frederick Maul, and it was for a good price, and I just got it, and I don't know what to do with it because it's all right. It's a spicy carnation scent that was made by Jean-Claude Elena for Frederick Maul. It's called Heaven Can Wait. Spicy carnation. To be completely honest, I thought that's what Flores Wild would be, because that's a classical take, I would say, on carnation that is not too heavy. A lot of vintagey takes on carnation, they just overdose on spices and the base notes. This one keeps it lighter, keeps it more fluffy and elegant. Nevertheless, your usual cinnamon, cardamom, black pepper, like all these dry, soft spices with carnation. It's cool and forgettable, in my view. Heaven Can Wait is not as heavenly. Like, I can't really call it sexy. I can really call it dark, seductive, or one of those femme fatale fragrances, or, male fatale. It's like, what does it have to do with Heaven Can Wait? It's an elegant, spicy carnation. It's cool, if that's your thing. Somebody explain to me what's going on here. And when it comes to carnation, I dare say, let me try it again, Flores Wild, just with that super green juiciness, so much better. I don't know. In my view, so much more interesting to wear. This is just, it's almost, like when you find a really well tailored suit in the color that doesn't speak to you and you have nowhere to wear it. But you say like, I should have a well-made suit, shouldn't I? I should have it. Just have it. Because one day something might happen and I might be needed to be wearing a decently tailored suit for an abstract occasion where a suit is needed, and somehow it never crosses your mind that, well, maybe I should buy a suit then that I like, that I dig, the color, the texture, the fabric, or maybe I should buy, if I am buying a tailored suit, something that I just feel the best in. But no, it's a decent discount. It's a discounted one, it's a good deal. It's a good quality bargain. And that's me with Heaven Can Wait. Maybe I'll gift it to someone. It feels like it's such a well-made thing by such a prestigious, reputable brand, by one of my favorite perfumers with the profile that is so respectable. I'll never wear it. I don't think I will. All right, I'm realizing this haul is unsustainable, so I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. You guys breathe in, breathe out, leave me comments. Let me know which of that triggered you in a good or in a bad way. Are there any purchases that you've been eyeing? Is anything that's going on that's worth paying attention to? And I'll see you in the next part of this epic money spending haul, the perfume haul that I've been on, and I'll show you in the next one the most expensive perfumes in my lifetime that I spend my own money on. This is still shocking to me. Why I did it, how did it happen? Let's first take a break, decompress, discuss what we've got here going on. Take advantage of the warehouse closing sale while you can. And the next one, I'll show you the most epic damage to my wallet. Though to be honest, no regrets. But it's a bit of a shocker. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to hear my take on specific trends or brands or any questions that you have about perfume wear and where to find them and what to do and how to layer them, leave your questions down below. I'll try to reply to everyone in a timely manner. And again, don't forget to subscribe, because then what? Then we'll see each other in the next video.